Hello and welcome to Black Hair in the Big Leagues. I'm your host, Salisha Thomas. Y'all, my heart is racing. I'm so excited. Today, I've got one of the most amazing voices on this show that I've ever had the pleasure of hearing with my own ears. It's like Whitney Houston, Shaka Khan, Aretha Franklin, you like all mixed into one. He raised eyebrows, turned heads, and got America's attention as a season regular on Glee. But some might argue that he made his star turn in the Broadway revival of Once on This Island. And I am currently so excited because I am binging right now Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. Y'all, help me welcome Alex Newell. Woo!
I'm obsessed with you. Oh my God, that was like the best introduction I have ever done got. So we're in here. We out here.
Literally, I'm so excited that you joined me. Thank you for making time.
Oh my God.
And right now, I just realized that I'm not even sure of the answer, and I want to make sure that I get it right. So I'm going to clarify. First, I'll start by saying, I feel like you, Alex, are so... You can't be put in a box. You have gotten the box and have destroyed it. And so my first question actually is, to me, a very limiting question. How do you identify?
You know, it's like I've never identified, which is super strange to say. I've always felt different, and I always felt there's never been a category for me. No matter what space I've ever been in, whether it was high school, whether it was at church, whether it's at the mall, whether it was shopping, I never felt like there was a place for me. So it's like I've created this own space of being myself and being one, and kind of just like, when people ask me what my pronouns are, I never have a preference, because it's get to know me first, and whatever energy you get from me, that's the energy that you got, and that's what you love first. You don't love a gender, you love the person.
Right. Oh my God. Like, speaking to you, you've given me chills, because we've made this thing to, like, human brain is like, what is this? Is it this? Is it this? Is it black? Is it white? And you are like challenging the system, because no one knows, but you're so right. It's your heart, your energy, your talent, and you are so lovable. And you just said, like, you've never felt that need for a box even when you were young?
No, I mean, that box, I was always the odd one out. And you probably know this. I was the only Black kid in my preschool. Like, I was the only, as my mother used to say, the only fly in the buttermilk. Where it was just me out here in this sea of white kids. And growing up, you're just like, oh, I get it. And then going home to my family, not my family, immediate family, but like my cousins and visiting my mom's side of the family, being the oddball out there because I didn't speak like they spoke.
So wait, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Massachusetts.
Okay.
And my mom and dad are from Alabama. And I think my entire mother's side moved to Detroit. And so there was this like strange, you don't speak like us. And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what you mean. Or, you think you're better than us because you go to Catholic school, because you go to private school. And I was just like, no, that's just what your auntie sent me.
Wow.
It's like growing up, I've always had to like be one, and I'm an only child. So I've had to spend so much time with me first than I did with anybody else.
Where did you get the freedom? Because I feel like, especially when we're little, we are so, it's beat into us like, this is right, this is wrong, this is acceptable, this isn't. So where did you get this confidence and this freedom to be like, I don't care, this is me? And not only that, but to keep it into adulthood.
I think really it was a strange, weird, only child, dead parent kind of freedom. I know it's strange to say my father died when I was 6. And so a lot of my life was my mom trying to cope for the fact that it was okay to be me and that I didn't need to feel any different without having one less parent. And my family around me did the same exact thing. Also, I was in therapy at 6.
Got it. That's great.
I was my mother said, oh, daddy's gone? Great. Therapy's on.
Great. I feel like that's very kind of rare, especially in Black households, to be like, we're doing therapy. I did not grow up in a household where it's like therapy is a thing. I discovered that when I was like, oh, everyone in New York has a therapist. Great, sign me up.
No, I mean, for the most part, it's my mom's a medical, she's a nurse. She knows what these things are. She knows that it's good to talk to someone. Now I'm just like, hello, baby, go talk to someone. Go talk to someone, mom. Because it's one of those things that she was so strong for me, but like I don't think she worked out anything for herself at now almost 65. And so it's just like, I'm gonna need to find us, a therapist, because there were so many other unsaid things. She gave me so much freedom that it was a hindrance sometimes because I was like, I don't need no mama. I can do all this on my own. And in actuality, I've always needed my mother.
Oh, I love that. And I also love and encourage anytime, especially people who have a platform to talk about therapy so that other people know that it is okay.
It is
It is.
okay. But especially as like a performer, I mean, in this business, we hear no so often that there's nowhere and no place that we cannot not take it personal. Like when you're constantly hearing no's and you're not hearing yeses as often, you need this self-affirmation to know that it's not your fault. Because it's not anybody's fault. I mean, I grew up, I was told that I was too fat for Lola and Kinky Boots. That could have crushed me. But I was just like, it's not me. It's not me. It could never have been me.
Oh, which is so beautiful because look at all of the you know that you're a trailblazer, right?
I
You
try not to think about it, but yes, I do know it.
like you're aware that you have spearheaded like not a movement, maybe even a movement, but like you have trailblazed for so many in the LGBTQ community. You in the industry, you're like kind of just blazing away.
Thank you.
Do you remember the first time that you ever tried on a wig? Do you remember the first time you ever put on an outfit that you were like, oh, who is she?
No, I don't, because I would always try on my mama's shoes when we had the same shoe size. Like when everyone in the house had the same shoe size, it was just like a gambit.
Right.
But I never told anybody this. I used to try on my mother's wedding gown all the time. I was so obsessed with it.
Did she know?
I know she doesn't even know this, but I was so obsessed with the picture of my mom's wedding. Today, I think it is the most beautiful, heinous wedding I've ever seen in my life. Like the dress it's just so 90s, so Princess Di, turn of the century, big blue sleeves, lace everywhere, the tightest bodice one could find. I said, how are you pregnant with me? But it barely fits me as a child. And then she had lavender and gray, which were going to be my wedding colors when I grow up, just to pay homage to my mom and my dad. But lavender and gray for the bridesmaids and groomsmen, whatever. But I used to try on the dress, and I used to be I looked like a giant marshmallow engulfed in this giant gown. And that's like the only time that I would actually dress, other than like putting a towel on my head and being fabulous on the bundles. But I mean,
Truly.
it wasn't until like hair, makeup, everything when I was on the Glee project. That was the very first time.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, and I wanted to ask this about Zoe's, like your character in Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, you have like different hair in every scene. In every scene. Did you have any input? How did they come?
All of the input.
Yes.
I have all of the input. And it's a fight. It is really a fight. I will say that it's a fight a lot of the time because I'm in Canada. And the texture and black hair and the wherewithal for fashions that's not just I'm gonna curl your hair isn't always there.
Speak on it.
So when I came up here, I was like, I just need someone that's going to know how to do my hair. And I got, oh no, she's very versed in doing your hair. I said, no, I need her to know how to do my hair. Well, I know how to do textured hair. No. let's not say textured hair. I want you to know how to do my hair, to maintain my hair, to braid my hair, to bend to knot my hair, to cornrow. Like, I would like someone that has the knowledge and the wherewithal to do my hair. It's not about being able to be like, well, yeah, I took one course. I did one course where I studied black hair. Okay, for centuries, we've had to know how to do our hair and your hair.
Yes. Yes.
So if we have to know both, I expect you to afford us the same right to also know how to do both and not just say that you know how to do both.
Right. So did you find did they
So
provide?
they did not provide, and I made a tizzy fit about it.
Uh-oh.
And we found someone that could do my hair and maintain my hair because in film, there's a lot of maintenance that goes on with your hair. I mean, yes, I'm wearing wigs all the time, and you think you don't need any maintenance. No, that's someone that's going to braid down my scalp and make sure that every follicle is moisturized with the jojoba oils
Yes.
and the black castor oils to make sure that when we take these braids out, I can walk out and still look cute. And my hair's not breaking off because I'm being cornrowed each and every day, and I'm flat ironing it every day, and I'm blowing it out every day. It's one of those things. I need you to maintain my hair. It's not just doing it.
So, okay, this might be a dumb question because you're clearly a star. And so I know you've figured this out on the way, but it has just dawned on me that I am allowed to ask in advance, like, is this going to be provided? And I actually learned it from somebody who came on this podcast. He does hair, Gio. And he was like, before you get to set, before you do a gig, whatever it is, ask your agent. Is
Yeah.
there gonna be? Yeah. When did you discover that?
Well, I discovered that on Glee. Because on Glee, I was taken care of. I can't say that I wasn't, because over at Roxanne, my girl, my set mama, this wonderful woman, oh my goodness, I call her Roxy. She's a troublemaker. She would always come up to me, it's a black woman. She would always come up to me when I was acting up with her comb and say, hold your hand out. Just hold your hand out and pop me on my hand. But
No.
she would pop me on my hand. And we would laugh about it, but she was wonderful to me, and I was taken care of from all standpoints. When she left to go do another show, they brought in someone that's really good, but it wasn't the same as Roxanne. Then I left the show. And when I came back to the show, I had gotten a sew-in. And I was the baddest one with the sew-in. It was nice and ombre blonde motif down to shoulder length. And so I got there, and Amber was in my chair. And okay, I'll just wait. And Amber was the baddest one with hair down past her behind.
Right.
And wrap around a curling iron 18 times, whatever. So I was like, they were like, oh, Al, could you go to the secondary trailer? She knows what she's doing. I said, I can wait. It's no like skin off my teeth, though. I'm perfectly fine with waiting. No, just go because it was the entire cast of the entire series for the last episode. So they were processing people left and right. And I was like, okay, I can go. And so I went there and I sat down, and she touched my hair and said, it's just so long. What? It's just so what? It's just so long. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with it. I said, don't touch it. All right, let me go. Let me go. I said, you could curl everybody's hair. That's your texture. Whether it was short, long, a jagged, asymmetrical, or no hair at all. But it came to this texture, which wasn't even my natural texture, which is just a silky perm pressed out weft that I got, little bundle that I got, and you couldn't do that? And my manager rather, he said, just let me know if this ever is a problem again. And I said, it's never going to be a problem ever again, because I want to know that there's going to be someone on this lot on the set that knows how to do my hair.
Y'all,
But
if you're listening,
you have to take care of yourself first. It is a dog eat dog world out here because at the end of the day, there are two things that are going to happen. You're the one that's going to be on camera.
right.
And ain't nobody going to be like, well, why did they do your hair like that? They're going to say, why is your hair like that?
Why are you
did
looking
you
busted?
let them? Why did you let them? Why are you looking busted? If the responsibility comes directly back down to you, and two, you're going to be bald.
Right. So you're saying that we have to advocate for ourselves,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Tell him to close his door.
Okay. That's a cute view, Alex. I'm not mad, honey.
Thank you so much. This is what series regulars get. Now, this is a small-ass apartment. I have never been in such a so small.
Are you kidding? It looks gorgeous.
Thank you so much. The owner came and cleaned it yesterday.
Okay.
You better clean, little white lady.
Honey, I mean, I'm loving it. Let me see here. Oh yeah. Let's do you have a hair journey that you would say?
I do have the longest of hair journeys. There was the time where I didn't know what I was doing and I was just doing what made everybody happy, aka my mama.
Yes.
And it was always just like a barbershop lineup, buzz cut, until I got out of the home where I wasn't wrapped into it. And then I was in this very, very awkward phase of just constantly growing my hair out and not knowing what to do with it.
That's so real, Alex. That is so real.
Out to here, just like the miniest microphone top, looking crazy, dry, brittle, just kind of there. And I'm just like, I don't really know what I'm gonna do with it. I'm just here. And this was at the time that I was on Glee, but not as much as a series regular. I was just a guest star. And just wearing the wig. And then I was just like, it doesn't have to be this way. Because I did a photo shoot. Just my publicist had set up my very first gallery shoot just for Alex Newell. And we hired my former hairstylist and then Kareem, now Gracie. Then Kareem gave me the most amazing haircut I had ever gotten in my life. I mean, this haircut was down. Did I go away?
I'm sorry. I just lost you for a little bit. Hold on. Are you there? Are you there? Check 1, 2. Are you there?
Hello?
I hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so the last thing I heard was you had a photo shoot devoted just to you, Alex Newell, and Kareen gave you the bombest haircut you ever had?
Lovely. So my former hairstylist, then eons ago, before her transition, Kareem, gave me the most amazing haircut I have ever gotten. I mean, I look dope. And I was like, this is what my hair is going to be forever. And so I was constantly going to Gracie to get a haircut all of the time. And that's when I kind of solidified my hair journey. And then I was just like, I want to switch it up. And Gracie said, how about you put a sew-in in? Or we dye it a color. Or we can do this. Or we could do that. Or we could do this. And it was like Pandora's box just completely opened up. And I was just like, oh my God, this hair journey is endless. I want to do it all. And so there was a whole summer that I was a redhead.
I don't know if did we know you, Alex?
No one, there was just a whole summer that I was a redhead. And it was a good color when it was done. When it was not done, it was not a good color. I also put in green contacts. I was 19, everybody. I was 19 years of old. It wasn't great. It was not great. But then it turned into a sew-in where I had a cute this, but it was not sewn, it was glued in, just looked like it was cute, blown out in motif. And then I got the sew-in that was down to here, just to be like, oh, I'm cute and I can put versatile and put it up in a ponytail. And then that sew-in turned down to a sew-in that was down to my knee. The hair journey never stopped, which in counter, I've always now been 2 steps ahead of hairstyles, especially for Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, so that when it airs, it's of the time.
Right. Oh, wait, how do you fix your brain to do that?
You just look at what everyone's starting to do. Like
That is a mind boggle.
right now, the mullet isn't in full effect. It's not in full effect yet. But as soon as the mullet is in full effect, it only took Rihanna's Fenty fashion show, the second one where Paris was wearing the mullet at the beginning, for it to be a thing. You're going to find that most edgy girls are going to start doing the mullets, and then that's going to turn into the trickle-down effect. It's just like The Devil Wears Prada. It takes one, trickle down.
When did you figure that out? That would scare me because, like, what if you choose one that is like, no one's gonna do this?
But that's the freedom of it. That's the freedom of it, and especially being behind the curve of things. If you do it now, they're not really going to realize it. They're going to look at this character being like, "Oh, you're being edgy," and then move on from it.
Got it.
That's all.
You're absolutely right. Especially since literally when the first couple episodes, I was like, they've changed their hair. Like, Alex, your hair is different all the time. So
It is very different that's one of the main things that I wanted, and the creator and I wanted. It was trying to find a way that art isn't just painting or art isn't just fashion. It's like, no, my hair and my makeup is art. And I would like to show that art form of the different variations of what your mood could be and how long you had to do your makeup or hair. But it is a fight because I'm Black and they're white. But it's all right. It's okay. It's okay.
So for you to have all of these hair experiences, and I'm sorry, I'm really loving Zoe's, by the way, especially since the first like 5 seconds of the episode, you can hear somebody in another apartment singing. I'm like, that's Alex, everybody. But what about, can we talk about when you were in Once on This Island? Your hair wasn't out at all, was it?
No.
How was that, not having to do your hair for a show?
Well, I still had to do my hair. I had to prep my hair regardless. But because even then, I started Once on This Island with a sew-in. Did I start with a sew-in? Yeah, I started with a sew-in. So I had to pin curl and wrap down my hair and prep it for my lovely mic pack on top of my head, under my t-shirt wraps and all of that. But being on the men's floor and all of that, I'd be like, y'all men, it takes y'all a whole whopping 30 seconds to get ready. You put on your little halos, you put on your little mic packs, and you're out there on stage. Meanwhile, I'm out in these streets just like, huh? You need something else from me? Oh, but it's different. But I would rather have not had to do anything if I go back to it.
So I have a question for you, and I don't know how this is going to sound, but I am going to ask the question because I feel like in the Broadway community, it's going to start coming up, and it's nice to just start the conversation. But forgive me if it comes out messy. So you just mentioned that you were on the boys' floor at Once on This Island. So I feel like every future show that you're doing that has a bigger backstage theater, you're always going to be in your own dressing room. I just feel like that's just for you, you know. What about the people who are coming behind you, boys who identify as female, women who identify as male, and anything else in between that we haven't even like named yet? Do you have an opinion on what dressing room? How?
I always say you go to the dressing room that you're most comfortable in. And with that, it's a community and you have to be okay with, I don't want to say be okay with going into one that you're not comfortable in, speaking up to get your own. To say something for them to make space for you. And it has nothing to do with the production. It has to do with you solely. You have to be okay with speaking up to advocate for yourself and get what you want. Because if my mom always said, a closed mouth does not get fed. And I think we're so timid and we're in a mindset as actors and performers that we're just so happy to have the gig. we're so happy just to have the gig and to have the paycheck that we stop advocating for ourselves. You have to push. You have to push them into giving you your just due and your respect. Because I can't tell you, I mean, I walked into Once This Island, and I can say this freely, I don't give a damn. I walked into Once This Island, we moved into the theater, and there were 3 people on my dressing room door's name. Like on saying Alex Newell, Isaac Cole Powell, and Tyler Hardwick. I love Tyler Hardwick from here to the moon and back. Whatever, Tyler, I love you. But my contract said that I'd only be sharing my dressing room with no more than one other person. No more than one other person.
So
I said, well, this is wrong. I looked at company management and he said, I don't know. So I walked down direct to the general manager and I said, hi, Ryan. There's an extra person in my dressing room. And he said, oh, it's a last minute change. Sorry. I said, and you can last minutely change it back because as the contract that you wrote and I signed, you wrote it, I agreed to it and I signed it. It said that I'd share my dressing room with no more than one other person. And now there is 2 people in my dressing room. So either I walk out of this theater since you're in breach of the contract that you wrote, I signed and agreed to, or fix the problem.
And
the next day it was fixed.
Okay, so I'm listening to you, and you have a confidence that is unfathomable to most people. You do know that, right? And I'm also, it's inspiring because that to me is the goal, to be able to speak up for yourself, to not be a bitch, to not be mean, but to be able to, like you're saying, advocate for yourself, speak up for yourself. But that to me doesn't come naturally, especially as a woman.
Naturally. It doesn't come naturally to anyone, period, because we're told, especially as Black people, we're told to just speak patiently and kindly and be nice to everyone. Yes. But I spoke sternly and directly, and at the end of the day, you wrote the contract. I agreed to the terms. Right. You wrote it. You said we cannot give you your own dressing room, but since we cannot give you your own dressing room, you won't be sharing with a lot of people.
Wow. I feel like the only time that I've been able to really stand in not even all of it, a fraction of the confidence that you're displaying is when I'm equity deputy and I'm speaking for more than just myself. It's like business hat on. Hey guys, not trying to be mean, but like, this is a problem.
But it's just that, it's, when you know the facts and the facts are facts, I mean, anyone that's coming after me, make sure if you don't feel comfortable being in the females ensemble dressing room or the males ensemble dressing room, or you just don't feel comfortable being put in something that you don't identify as, put it in your contract and fight for them to put it in your contract. Because
I hope y'all are listening.
There will always be space in some of these theaters. There will always be space in a majority of these theaters. Some of these people have dressing rooms that don't ever be in them.
That's true. That's very true.
I mean, but like you get your dressing room, but I mean, if you're at the Broadway, there is a dressing room. If you're at the Broadway, there is a dressing room. These have 45 people on stage at a given moment. There is a space, and the bar has to be set that you create the space that you want to be, that is conducive for your well-being.
Okay, so thank you for that. I've got another question for you, and I don't mean to rattle feathers or anything, but Alex, I was there, I witnessed, I was in the community, we all witnessed your performance as Asaka in Once on This Island. Why the hell weren't you nominated?
It's none of my business. It's really none of my business. And it's strange because it didn't matter where I went. And they were show ponying me all around New York City.
Everywhere. Yes, they were.
I was everywhere. There was not a person that did not know who I was in New York City at that moment. And everywhere I went, it's yours. you got it. What is happening? I've never, you're a revelation, you're this, you're that, blah, 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 blah. And
Yeah.
that drives you crazy a little bit.
Oh,
It does. When you're getting admiration that much and you're just like, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my God, thank you. Thanks again. And your body is starting to fail you because you're doing it 8 times a week, plus being ponied around the city, plus doing interviews for it, plus being a human and doing life. And like my mother had an entire stroke while I was on Broadway. And she was like, send me a text message. Hey, in the hospital, don't worry. Took her phone away. And I'm just like, hey.
whoa.
So it's like life kept going on. And then in the back of your mind, you're just like, I have to keep up this standard of being that shoe and being the one that has it in the bag, being that one that has all of this. To be honest, I'm perfectly fine. I like making it as a joke. Oh, well, remember that time I wasn't nominated for a Tony? But to be honest, I was crushed on the inside when it didn't happen. Like, I remember having breakfast for like my closest friends in my apartment, and we get to the category and it just doesn't happen. And I was just like, I need baskets. And at the time I was living across the street from a Home Goods. I was just like, I need baskets. Because not only did it not happen, I then had to go to rehearsal to rehearse for the Today Show, which was the next morning, singing my number, which was like, oh, once you get the nomination, you're going to be interviewed after the segment. And I was just like, okay, whatever. I remember getting in my elevator doors and them closing from the 14th floor all the way to the ground floor. I sobbed uncontrollably. It was like a movie. Doors opened. I was dry, fresh-faced, and bushy-tailed. And then I got outside to the courtyard, started sobbing more, put my sunglasses on, got to the Home Goods, got baskets, started sobbing while looking at baskets and napkins, and then got back to my apartment building, got up to the 14th floor again, cried in the elevator back up, got back in, nothing was wrong. I allowed myself those moments to cry about it because there was no tears left to cry. Thank you, Ariana. No tears left to cry after that because it was work mode. And people are always, well, maybe they did. I hated it. Maybe they didn't know what category to put you in. I said, I told them what category to put me in. I allowed them to put me in the category that they wanted to put me in.
So I'm just, and this question isn't necessarily for you unless if you want to answer it, but I'm just like, who is making these decisions? How? Because you obviously felt the brunt of getting robbed, but I felt robbed on your behalf.
No, but I don't know because let me tell you, Kenita R. Miller deserved a Tony nomination for playing Mama Yurley. I like the way that she looked at what's that little girl's at Haley Timoon each and every night, and just made everyone's heart break in a matter of seconds. It was just so profound. And yes, we got a lot of nominations, yay! But it's what I really have issues with the Tonys and how they're structured, mainly because this is going to ruffle everybody's feathers. I still don't understand. Like, I didn't see Aaron in Moulin Rouge. That's fine. I know he's a wonderful performer. I know that's wonderful, and I'm not trying to take anything away from him. But why are we only nominating one person in that category?
Right, for this year's Tonys you're talking about.
That's not a nomination. That's an instantaneous win.
Right.
It's
What?
what you could have boosted up someone supporting male to lead male. You could have just to keep face. I think we pick and we choose when it comes to Tony nominations. We pick and we choose who we're going to nominate, how we're going to nominate them, and who's going to win. It's just like that season where there were 6 women in leading actress in a musical. That's never happened in like a long time. they were just like, well, we got 6. And I was just like, do we? Do we? Do we have 6? Are
Wow.
are these 6 worthy of it? But it's not taking away from them, but it's just like, but then it's just like, I have a problem with best.
Yeah.
I do. I have a problem with best and what best means. Best at that moment, best at that time, best one at the juncture. Like, what is best? But I do know it's a
So
political
subjective.
thing. It is a political
It's a
thing.
political thing. The Tonys are absolutely political. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's just like
Absolutely.
there are 3 revivals each and every year. You had Carousel, My Fair Lady, and Once in Silent. You don't want to seem racist, so yes, give it to Once in Silent. Even though it was the phenomenal show of the season.
Right.
But it's also just like the producers get that Tony. The cast that's doing it 8 shows a week, the cast that the producers treat like trash aren't getting a Tony.
Yeah.
We're not getting a Tony. We're getting a pat on the back.
Dang! Okay.
That's it. We get a pat on the back. And I'm always just like, at least give us a little certificate or something.
Right. We doing some work. We doing some
We're doing
hard work over
all
here.
the heavy lifting. The crew doesn't get anything.
Wow.
And
Speak
they're
on
doing
it.
a majority of the work before we even get to the theater.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like,
The
at
crew
least
for
give
real.
us a little certificate or something. Like a just little piece of gold tape in the middle of it that said that you won a
Something.
Tony. You were part of this that won a Tony.
Yeah. Instead of
Just
just having to see it on the Google.
see it on the Google in somebody else's house who just put some money in it. I said, if you really want to talk about who put money into it, who put the money into it, it's not the producer. It's always the actors.
Wow.
Between the voice
Wow.
the voice lessons, the dance lessons, the college degrees, the taxis, the trains, the shoes, the sheet music, all of that stuff, and the time it took for you to say that you're worthy enough to be in my musical.
Honestly, you've just said it. You've said it. You have said it. And I am signing off. So thank you for all of that. Love, 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 love. Let's see here. I want to ask you a couple more things so I can let you go, honey. I'm so grateful that you showed up here, talked to me for a little bit. I want to know who do you look up to? Because obviously a lot of people look up to you.
I look up to so many people. I mean, I could say I look up to Billy Porter and I look up to Titus Burgess and I look up to Barbara Streisand, Lillias White, Keisha Lewis, Audra McDonald, all of these people. I look up to them, but I look up to my friends. My friends are the ones that keep me going. My friends are the ones that make me want to be a better singer, better actor, a better person. Um, I have this friend group of Demarius Copes and Antoine L. Smith and Ari Groover and Warren Franklin Egypt Franklin. I can't even speak. This is why this coffee is doing good. My family. And it's like Warren is doing at 23 is a lead in Hamilton on the tour. Ari's doing this independent show at Randall Island and on Halloween. Demarius is doing Dear Evan Hansen. Antoine is about to do his 13th millionth Broadway show in MJ. It's they keep me going. And I look
Fierce
up to
crowd.
them. And it's not because I'm further in my career. It's that they know how to make a career last as long as it's been for them. Even though one's just starting and I see so much of myself in him, even though I started at 18. No, kidding. No, I just see so much of myself in anyone younger that's getting success so fast. And I want to protect them like little baby birds because I know what it did to my psyche. And I know all the craze and the responsibility and the lack of responsibility and the fame that comes with being in a hit musical or a hit television show or being that rising star. And I protect those that have been doing it longer because I'm just like, you are an icon. Any person that can go from Broadway show to Broadway show to Broadway show to Broadway show by Broadway show and get no recognition half the time
Right.
is a true legend and a true icon.
Wow.
And then it's those that get a Broadway show, don't work for a little bit, get another Broadway show, don't work. You have the tenacity and wherewithal to not have your spirit broken. And this business is really good at take, and giving you absolutely nothing, but you still have the wherewithal to keep going. And then to have someone who is known as a dancer keep quite literally breaking bounds of showing I'm more than just a dancer. I'm more than just kicking my face. I'm more than just twirling around. I can sing, I can act, I can dance, but I can do all these other things, and showing and proving people that that is true is also worthy to be praised. I look at all these people that are my friends that sing better than me, that act better than me, that dance better than me. And I'm just like, I just got lucky, y'all. I look up to y'all. I didn't go to college for this. I'm making up half this stuff as I go.
Oh my God.
So it's like I look up to them because I can look up to a shooting star as many times as I want to, but that shooting star is not going to ignite me to do more. It's just going to it's going to make me just want to be that shooting star. It's not going to feed fuel to this fire.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you. I have so much love for you. I'm so happy to have you this morning. Thank you for getting up early in Vancouver. I cannot wait to see season 2 of Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist.
Same.
Thank you so much, Alex. I love you so much.
You're so sweet.
Thanks for stopping by. Bye.